Welcome to Texas Card House as we get ready for tonight's stream from the Rio Grande Valley. Going to be a 1-3 stream, our normal Wednesday stream. So hand number one on this Wednesday stream, mostly everybody has played on the stream before. We have the return of Every Hand Fran. She will be in seat number one. It looks like All in Joe just taking his seat there in seat number 9. Don Neto changing his name tonight, going with par is par. A pair is a pair. And Chubbs going to be raising it up here the first hand. Let me know if you're able to hear me okay, Logan. I know we just started. Every once in a while the audio doesn't pick up correctly, but I think we're good to go. So 8 high versus 3 high. Chubb's probably going to be putting on the C-bet here and does just that. Down in the front, All in Joe. So Don Neto. Oh, Chubb's showing his hand, letting the players know that he's here to gamble tonight. As I said, you can let me know on the YouTube chats if you're able to hear the audio good. So seat 1, Every Hand Fran. She's in for 300. Seat 2, we have Alo. He's in for 500. Seat 3, we have CC Drew in for 300. Seat 4, we have Par is Par. He's in for 360. T Rich right in the center in for 300. And looks like he's going to be making the call. Chubbs with the ace-king raising it up. We're on a 15-minute delay, and I do know. All right, let's try this. We're on a 15-minute delay, and spoiler alert, we do have a 3-way all-in that takes place within the first 15 minutes here. So Chubb's going all in. Keep in mind, he showed 3 deuce the first hand. He raised it up with the 3 deuce and showed it. And this is one of the reasons why he showed the 3 deuce, to set up a play when he has a big hand here. And you can see that he has a big hand. CC Drew, not sure if he wants to gamble early on. It is suited. But he might let it go. He does let it go. Let's see if Chubb shows. Yeah, Chubbs does show. So nice lay down by Drew. Coming in loud and clear. Mic check good. It's not on mute. I did that about a month ago. And in my defense, it wasn't me. It was the software. So T-Rich was in seat 5. Chubbs in seat 6. Chubbs was in for 300. You can see he's already up 121. We got Marty. He's in for 750. Seat 8, we got Rubix. He's in for the minimum 300. And the big stack in seat 9, All in Joe. So I know we have a 3-way all-in within these first 15 minutes. I don't know who wins. Pocket pair for Rubix. Making the call. Every Hand Fran with the ace makes the call in the cutoff. Alo, he's played on the stream before, but I think this is the first time he's not wearing a cap. Had to do a double take. So 4 ways to a flop we go. 9 times 9 is 81. That's how much is in the pot. We do have the Cajun Asian dealing today, as Marty's going to hit a king. He was your pre-flop aggressor. I do expect them to continue for about 30. And he actually checks here. Ruben going to represent the king. But Marty is the one that has the king in his hand. And he's cutting out some chips to make the call. Heads up to a turn we go. Ruben's going to need to hit a red deuce. And Marty instead filling up. Ruben actually getting counterfeited even if his opponent just has ace high here. So he's going to slow down. Ruben's actually playing the board, Rubex. And Marty checking the river again, hoping his opponent would take a stab at it, but he does not. So it looks like Rubex is gonna lose that hand and order a tableside massage. So both Chubbs and Marty up exactly $121. Everybody else in the red. Chubbs put it on the $6 under the gun straddle. The minimum is $6 under the gun. The maximum is half your stack. And action's going to be on Marty, who just won the previous hand. You can see him scanning the cards, making sure they got scanned properly. And he's got ace-king suited. And he's going to raise it up to 25. All in Joe with the suited connectors coming in. Alo letting his hand go. CC Drew with the suited queen. Looks like he's going to play his button. Also with the suited queen, you got Par Ispar, the player formerly known as Don Neto. Everybody with suited cards here. Looks like we have all the suits covered. Got the hearts, the diamonds, the clubs, and the spades. Top 2 for Chubbs. CC Drew with a big flop as well, as he flops a pair and a flush draw. And Marty, your pre-flop raiser, flopping top pair, top kicker. And he's going to put out a continuation bet here. Looks like he's sizing it up to 80. Pretty big sizing here, 5 ways. CC Drew, I don't think he's going to call. I think he's going to go all in. And yes, he's assembling his sips. He will push him forward. And Chubbs with top 2 pair, he's going to be calling at least. He might go all in. I believe he announces all in, yep. And I believe Marty... Yeah, Marty makes the call as well. So this is the three-way all in. Let's see if CC Drew's able to hit a spade or Marty's able to hit an ace. The problem is Marty cannot hit the ace of spades because that'll give CC Drew a flush draw. You can see Marty had the best hand pre-flop and now is only 8% to win the pot. And 4th hand of the stream, we got ourselves a $1,000 pot, multi-way all in. Just your normal 1-3 game here at the Texas Card House. CC Drew hit a 2 pair, but that's not going to be good enough. And it looks like Chubbs is going to be scooping here. Chubbs actually was not planning on playing the stream, but there was a player who wasn't able to make it, so Chubbs stepped in. And so far, working out for a good decision here, as Chubbs is up over $800 within 4 hands. Nice hand. You can see he's the only player in the green. Both CC Drew and Marty down 300. And everybody else in the negative. So got Alex Levas, who's scheduled to play on our stream Friday. Any bets on who's going to be the biggest winner? I don't know who the biggest winner is going to be, but I'm going to say T-Rich is going to win 500 tonight. So Madi taking that beat. Going to step out of the stream room to use his phone. And All In Joe's going to have a little raise and take. So we do stream every Wednesday night and every Friday night. Wednesday night we do stream on the secondary channel, which is the channel you're watching right now. And Friday nights we stream on the main channel being TCH Live Poker. And we had a special stream this past Sunday as we had the final table to our March Monster Stack. CC Drew with the suited ace, raising it up to 20. And Madi just getting in his seat in time. T-Rich has the suited ace, going to be making the call. And let's see if Madi does the same. And it looks like he's going to defend his big blind here with the suited jack. And he's going to hit a jack. He does check to the aggressor, but it is going to go check around. And for the second time in 6 hands, Madi hit in a full house. And T-Rich is going to take a stab at the pot here. Madi's probably just going to call, no reason to raise. Especially with another player in the hand, you want to bring that other player in the hand. And he just makes the call. We'll see if Drew makes the call. No, Drew makes the fold. So T-Rich drawn dead. Madi did check his full house on the river last time. And let's see what he does this time. Oh, Madi announced an all-in, hoping his opponent hit the king. But T-Rich is not going to be able to call this.
So they have a bigger incentive, right? They're just going to be working, like, focus on whatever season should.
Looks like Chubb's putting on the button straddle. He's up $800. Everybody else, you see a negative in front. That means that they are down that amount. CC Drew, the CC standing for Corpus Christi. That is where he's from. Action's going to be on Madi. Has the Queen 10. First to act as the action does start to the left of the straddle. It is not a Hard Rock straddle. It is not a Mississippi straddle. So Madi going to take it down, take down the $13, the 10 from Chubbs, and the 3 from the big blind. Second raise and take of the night, a little unusual, as normally we go to the flop multi-ways. I would say that's true in Texas, but especially down here in the Rio Grande Valley. Madi put it on the $10 straddle. Action is going to be on Rubik's. Rubik's taking advantage of the table side massage. $1 a minute. All In Joe with the ladies. Makes it 35. Alo with the 10s. He's going to be making the call here. And Marty making the call with his suited queen. Marty hitting a 9 that might get him in trouble. All in Joe sees one overcard to his pocket pair, but he's going to put out a small bet here of $30, betting about a third of the pot. Alo also seeing one overcard to his pocket pair will make the call. And Marty's pretty much priced in, and he makes the call as we still have 3 players going to a turn. Spade coming on the turn. Pretty much a blank card. And let's see if All in Joe fires again. It looks like he's going to put out 50 now. And Alo's still not ready to let go. Marty getting a real good price. Could make a argument for all 3 calling, raising, or folding. But it is early on in the game here. It looks like he's going to be raising. So Marty with the worst hand against 2 opponents, raising it up. All in Joe seeing how much Alo has behind as he's trying to figure out this puzzle. Marty did run a really big bluff last week on All in Joe, and I'm sure that is factoring in to his equation. Oh, he's going to let it go. And let's see what Alo does here. I kind of want him to call just to see what Marty will do on the river, but I honestly do not know what he's going to do. Now, there is a spade. So the 2 outs that Marty has, he could have a hand like that. Queen 9 suited. Ace 9 suited, 10-9 of spades. Oh, he's going to let it go. So Marty getting it through. Taking the worst hand against 2 opponents and bluffing both of them out. So Marty, who lost a big pot early on, is now in the green after making that move. I think the sizing on the turn, as All in Joe bet 30 on the flop, so there was $200 on the turn, and then All in Joe bet on the turn again, only $50. So the small sizing got Marty to make the move there. As All in Joe will make the quick fold. Every hand, Fran, even the Queen 6 isn't good enough for her to call. Par es par. Va a ser $10. He's going to make the call for $10. And Chubbs, with the San Francisco busboy, raising it up to 40. Marty with the quick call with the suited ace. And par es par, llama. So 3 ways to a flop we go of over $100. And it's going to come 7 high. So pretty much the first to bet at this pot is going to take it down as Marty turns a flush draw and has a straight draw to go along with it. Probably about $45. 60, excuse me. And he's going to bet with the best hand and take it down. So we got Fletcher in the chat. And he's scheduled to play on our Friday stream. Keep in mind, the Friday stream is going to be on the main channel, which is TCH Live Poker. And another straddle. I've always said that this 1-3 game actually plays more like a 5-10 game, and that's exactly what it has been the last couple of hands with the straddle. All-in Fran hasn't played a hand in a while, so she's going to call with the suited cards. Madi, who's been mixing it up early on, does the same. Rubik's with a small raise here. Yeah, Madi's going to make the call. And we're going to go heads up to a flop. Ruben hitting top pair. I like 35, Rubik's. Rubik's bets 25, but that's going to get the job done. So Ruben winning the pot, enjoying the massage. And we are in hand number 11. One thing I do like to mention is that at the beginning of most streams, the players tend to play a little bit tighter than they normally would or a little bit looser than they normally would. They're either trying to feel out the table or trying to establish a table image. And I can very confidently say that Madi is trying to build a table image, as he's been involved in a lot of these hands early on. Every hand Fran going to be raising up her button to 15 with the queen. That's going to get a fold from Alo, but it's not going to get a fold from CC Drew, as he's cutting out chips for a 3-bet. And it looks like it's going to be 70, 65. And every hand Fran, she's used to playing every hand. She hasn't played a hand in a while, so she's going to be making the call here with queen high. She will have position on Drew, as they will burn 1 and turn 3. Top pair for Drew, and he's going to get tricky here. Does not want to hit 2 pair. Probably time for him to put out a little bet here of at least 50 bucks. Looks like exactly $50. 60. Every hand Fran has a gut shot, has a club in her hand. So she is thinking about calling here, but it looks like she's going to let it go. So I got Jeff in the chat, and he was actually our 3rd place finisher for the March Monster Stack. So if you like tournament poker, you can tune into our main channel. Not right now, but when you're at work later. TCH Live Poker, they had 2 tournaments. There was a tournament Sunday here that we streamed, and then there was a tournament from Dallas on Monday that they streamed. And then yesterday, Dallas had their high-stakes cash game featuring the poker vlogger with the most subscribers, the most popular vlogger, Wolfgang. He played on the stream yesterday. And then tonight they are streaming from Austin. That is on the main channel, TCH Live Poker. But as I said, there are 2 brand new tournaments. One of them is from here on Sunday. We did have our quarterly tournament that we do down here that got streamed. Ace high flop. All in Joe was your pre-flop raiser. And par es par. Gonna check it to him. Small continuation bet here from All in Joe. No need to size it up, as any bet is gonna get an ace to call. And if they don't have the ace, it's gonna fold. So really don't need to size it up that big there. Looks like Chubb's put it on the under the gun straddle. Blinds are $1, $3. The white chips are worth $1. The red chips are worth $5. And it looks like we have green chips in play as well. Those green chips are worth $25. As action is going to be on Madi with the 10-6. He'll get rid of that. Rubik's doing the same. All in Joe with the ace. We'll take it up to 20. Every hand Fran calling with the suited connectors. And Allo should be sizing up here to at least 70. I don't know if he is, but he should be. Looks like he is raising it up, but it looks like a small raise. No, it's 60, okay. 3x in it. Normally, the sizing is good against one opponent, but he did pick up another opponent. But the sizing's going to work. Sizing's going to take it down. So he's going to pick up over $40. Actually, it was picking up 50, so not bad. Raise it to 60 and you win 50. There was a $6 under the gun straddle, and then the two blinds.
The backpack fits me like reverse.
Felt like it was the perfect size.
Yeah.
It was like right in the middle between verse and backpack.
So I had never seen this happen before, and it actually happened on our stream on Sunday. I know on your phone you can rewatch the live chat. I'm not sure if you could do that on the TV, but I know the phone, you have the option to either look at the comments after the stream or the live comments as well. O par es par. Tiene un par de reyes. Pair of kings. That's a good flop for him to continue. So we live streamed the final table on Sunday, and we had players in the comments that were actually giving different odds to players. So there were 3 players left in the tournament, and a player came in and gave the breakdown on the players. One player was minus 300, another player was like plus 1,000, and they were actually making bets amongst each other on who was going to win. And it looks like we got the same thing going on right now. Is they are betting who's going to be the big winner for tonight. I suppose it's too late to take Chubbs. Par is par, back-to-back pairs. Had the kings last hand, has the queens this hand. And it looks like he's going to win back-to-back hands. So Alex Livas, who goes by RGV Striker when he plays on the stream, asking the chat any bets on who the biggest winner from this starting lineup. And he's going with All in Joe. And it looks like he's got a taker. Looks like we got Ash Cash. She actually dealt the final table on Sunday. And it looks like she's taking CC Drew. So every hand Fran has 40% of a royal in her hand. She raises it up to 20. And Chubbs is going to call on the button with the 6-4. Every hand Fran going to hit an open ender. Let's see if she continues. She does. And that'll get it done. So 2 players in the green. Ash took CC Drew, and he's down $264 right now. Mighty with the button straddle. Looks like All in Joe's not in his seat, so his $3 will get posted. That is something unique when you play on the stream. It's kind of like a tournament. You cannot miss a blind. The reason for that is the way the software is set up. Once we take the player out of the seat, we lose all of their information. So got to leave the players in the seat to have all their information. Mahdi finding an ace on the button here. Going to punish the limpers. And every hand Fran looks a little frustrated. She's used to playing every hand, but the cards haven't worked out thus far. You can see this hand taking place at 7:43. I believe we're on a 14-minute delay. And that's pretty much standard on all the poker streams. There's going to be some sort of built-in delay, as we don't want to be giving these players information, live information. Par es par, raising it up to 20, un veinton. Mari calling with the dog, the canine, and every hand Frank calling with the ace. Frank gonna hit her ace. Par es par, gonna hit bottom pair, and he's gonna bet it. And Madi calling with his gut shot here. Still have 3 players. Every hand Fran's still out in front, but she only has a 6 kicker. And there is the straight for Madi. 2 pair for Par es par. And I think if Madi sizes this right, Par es par will call him because he has 2 pair. Maybe about 60? Yeah, that's not going to be. I think that's too big, but we'll see. He's actually making an over pot-sized bet. There was 140 in the pot. He bets 170. So the over bet. I think he's getting a little too greedy here, but we'll see. Fran is thinking about it, but she can't. Oh. I was going to say she can't call with a player behind her. Wow. Oh, Marty with the perfect sizing. So he actually oversized his bet. He bet over the pot to make it seem like he was bluffing. So nice bet by Marty, as he's going to get paid from 2 players. So we'll see if par is par rebuys. So the good old overbet on the pot. Yeah, so Ashley even knows that CC Drew is down, but she's got faith. And we do have a rebuy. So two players betting in the chat who's going to wind up a bigger winner at the end of the stream. One of them taking All in Joe, the other one taking the CC Drew. None of those players are in the green yet. Just two players. Those two players are in the green a pretty good amount. One over $500, one over $700. CC Drew, 40% to Arroyo, going to raise it up to 50. T-Rich with some suited connectors, not going to be able to call the 50. Oh, Chubbs just calls here. Is he trying to, I mean, obviously he's trying to trap here. But who's going to make a move? Damn, very interesting flat by Chubbs here with the Kings. Guess he thought All in Joe or Every Hand Fran would make a move, and they don't. And everybody going to catch a piece of this board. Top pair for CC Drew. And he was your initial raiser. He's going to put in $50. Let's see if Chubbs continues on with his slow play. And it looks like he's going to put in a small raise here. Rubik's with the 9 and a straight draw with the 10. Running low on chips, but he's going to let it go. Every Hand Fran with middle pair, backdoor diamond. She'll also let it go. And CC Drew is probably going to be losing some more chips here. 3 outs available for CC Drew. 3 immediate outs. Can hit a 10 for a straight draw. You can see he only has 111 in his stack, so Chubbs will put them all in here on the turn. CC Drew's going to have to call, and he's going to have to get lucky. Oh, he gets lucky. Ashley, the chat's like, yeah, I have faith in him. So Chubbs getting really tricky pre-flop with the Kings and takes a bad beat on the river to get his Kings cracked. That might put Drew in the green. Yeah, it's going to put him in the green because it was multi-way. I think he's going to be up like 170, 185. So 2 players down over 300. 2 players up over 300. Right now, all the math's going to add up. Sometimes the math doesn't add up. Whenever a player busts and leaves, then their information is taken with them. And looks like we have a under the gun straddle to $6 or $10. All in Joe with the suited jack, going to be making the $10 call. Fran does the same with her spades. 2 players with spades, 2 players with clubs, 2 players with a jack, 2 players with a 4. Bares Bar flopping an open ender. All in Fran flopping bottom pair. Looks like another player going to be taking advantage of the tableside massage. Bares Bar going to bet his straight draw, and he's going to win the hand without a pair. He told me before the stream, a pair is a pair here in the United States, a pair is a pair in Mexico, a pair is a pair in China. Bares Bar. Still down over 300, but that is going to get him in the right direction as he is the big blind. And action's going to be on T-Rich. Marty with the walking sticks, raising it up to 7. All in Joe with the 2 overcards, making the call. Every hand Fran with the 10s. Is she going to put on the 3-bet? She's thinking about it, and she does. Sizing's a little small in my opinion. I don't see Marty folding a pocket pair. Uh-oh. Bares Bar. Is he going to put on the 4-bet? He's not. He's just going to call with the ace-king. It's kind of funny because if he had deuces, he might have put on the 4-bet. But instead, he just calls. And just like that, we have a $200 pot. And that's a king-high flop. So the card reader picking up something wrong. That's not an 8. That's a king on the board. And Bares Bar checks. And, oh, the check is going to work. Keep in mind, it is a king-high board. That is not an 8. So Bares Bar playing his ace-king slowly. There we go. The graphics department, the production crew correcting it. So he announces all in. He has a pair with a good kicker. And Fran is in trouble. She can't go runner flush as there are 2 diamonds on the board. And let's see if both 10s are still available. That's the good thing about the action tracker. It does keep track of the cards that have been folded. And we can see that both 10s are still available. So diamond? Diamond for fun? Nope. And Bares Bar gonna take down the $531 pot. And I said before the hand, he won the previous hand. He's moving in the right direction. And now, I think that's gonna get him unstuck. Hey, he's up $1. What a roller coaster. Don't forget, we are live in the YouTube chat. I do realize we're streaming on multiple platforms. Streaming on the Facebook, streaming on Twitch, and of course, streaming on YouTube. So if you would like to make any comments, have any questions, thoughts, concerns, you can let us know in the YouTube chat. So Bares Bar gets unstuck and immediately raises his small blind up to 21. And it looks like everybody's going to give him a call as we're going 3 ways. 7 high flop, Alo. Flopping top pair. Should be betting this. A lot of bad turn cards. You want to protect your hand. It looks like he's going to do just that. Maybe about $40. Looks like 45. Yes, it's 45. But that should get the job done. T-Rich with just 2 face cards. So every hand Fran having to rebuy, she is down 500, but still plenty of time. It is a 4-hour stream. Normally we'll get between 80 to 100 hands during the stream. And we're on pace right now for close to, yeah, we're on pace right now for about 90. Allo with the 7s, raising it up. Every hand Fran making the call with the double down hand. All diamonds. Par spot flopping a straight. So if he hits a pair, normally doesn't fold when he hits a pair, and he has a straight. So unless if another diamond comes, I don't see him folding a straight here. Ooh. Allo hitting the diamond. Par spot. Drawn. Dead. And it's going to go check, check. $10 under the gun straddle from Rubik's, who is an engineer by trade. That's going to put the action on All In Joe. Letting go of his hand. Every hand Fran. Making the call with the suited connectors. Allo with the small raise here. Has the ace-10. Takes it up to 25. And CC Drew making a move here with the 9-8 of hearts. I like it. Allo wants to call, but he knows he'll be out of position if he does make the call. Of course, Allo short for Alejandro. And I think he's folding ace-9, but with the ace-10, you're able to make a straight. So he's going to make the call. And let's see what comes on the flop. It's a jack-high flop. Gut shot for CC Drew. Let's see if he continues on here. No, he does slow down. And I think he's going to bet the turn here if Allo checks. Should be betting the turn if Allo checks. Maybe about 100. He's thinking what I'm thinking. It's making it more than 100. Beefy bet. Allo's going to have to let it go. Yeah, 145. Alo does have the ace of clubs, but with only 2 clubs on the board, don't think he's going to be able to continue. But something feels off. So Alo's poker instincts looks like they're telling him something here. Will he listen to him is the question. It's easy to think your opponent is up to something. It's hard to call with the ace high. So Alo's going to let it go. CC Drew going to take it down. Wearing the Texas Rangers baseball hat. So the CC standing for Corpus Christi, the Drew short for Andrew. And it's kind of funny because he's wearing the Rangers baseball hat, but Corpus Christi is home to a minor league baseball team for the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros AA team plays down in Corpus Christi. The Corpus Christi Hooks. Pares Par, not in his seat, had a suited ace, but he is on a smoke break. And it's folded around to the blinds. Marty gonna raise it up. He has the ace. And All In Joe is not gonna fold his straddle. He's gonna defend it. Heads up we go. Coming king high. So Marty going to put out the continuation bet, and that's going to get it done.
Once you go to 5, yeah.
And looks like we have a dealer change. Oh, she was in the chat earlier. Now she's dealing. I wasn't sure who the second dealer was going to be. I thought that Ashley was watching from her place. And you can see the cards, the letter A. A for Ashley. Goes by Ash Cash. And in another 45 minutes, I'm sure she'll jump into the chat again.
Like right there at the bottom, you should put the R right there.
So this is or was the information from the final table that we streamed on Sunday. So if you like to watch tournaments, you can check out TCH Live Poker, the main channel. And there is this tournament that was from Sunday. And then there was the Poker Atlas Tour tournament from Monday. That one was from Dallas. Madi with the $10 button straddle, actually going to be on Rubik's, who makes the quick fold, and looks like he's continuing his massage. CC Drew with the suited ace, just calling the straddle. And Madi will check his option as we go multi-ways to a flop. Two pair for CC Drew. So Ashley letting the table know that these players, that they bet on these players. She wants CC Drew to win here. A gut shot is going to get folded, and CC Drew will add to his stack. Also, don't forget about the Hijack app. I know there's a lot of vloggers out there that will always try to get you to sign up for an app, but there's really no way to deposit or cash out money in person. But here at the Texas Card House, it's how we do it here. You play poker online, earn real cash, and you cash out at any of the 6 Texas Card House locations across the state of Texas.
Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. I also buy popcorn and drink, but I think that's just 3 cans to play.
Chubbs with blackjack, raising it up to 30. Marty with the suited connectors. He's coming along. And Fran will be calling with her ace. Marty flopping a flush draw. Let's see if he bets it. He does not. Chubbs now has a straight draw to go along with his ace high, and he's going to put out a bet now. Betting about half pot, 50 into 97. Marty going to be making the call. Queen of clubs? No, the queen of clubs has been folded. Oh, Fran would have got there with the 9. And it's going to go check. Fran is going to see she would have won with the 9. Mighty knowing if he would have put a bet, he would have won the hand. Everybody's an expert after the hand. Looks like All in Joe putting on the straddle. So there is a side bet in the chat between All in Joe and CC Drew, who's going to be the bigger winner. Somebody had ace queen of clubs. I don't know who that was. It was CC Drew. Spot back in his seat. And he's going to be making the call here with the suited jack. Marty with the suited ace will make the call. Rubik's should probably be going all in here. You can see he has less than 100 in his stack now, so pretty much had an all-in or a fold there, but he chooses just to call with his suited ace. And it's going to be clubs, so CC Drew with the clubs. Rubik's with the 8. CC Drew going to bet about 150. 155. So really just slid out. Slid out a pile of chips. And now Rubik's is all in. Let's see if he has Lady Luck next to him. So CC Drew gonna need to hit a queen or a club, and there's the club. Rubik's drawing dead. And Ashley's the dealer sitting down, pushing 2 of the last 3 pots to CC Drew. Really wants to win that little side wager.
Oh, I have a funny story.
CC Drew really enjoying his massage. Looks like
Funny story about the movies was watching.
Alexis with the massage.
I don't give a fuck how much money you have, but the hot dogs are expensive, and I'm not paying fucking $5 for hot dogs. But we're at the AMC movies here in Edinburg. There's a strike for next week. I was like, hey, can we stop at the store to get some hot dogs before we go in?
So welcome to the chat, Mark Woods, reminding you to hit the like button. That's how we get paid.
I get up, I close the door behind me, I start walking, and I look, and she's still in the car. I'm like, what the fuck? So I open the door, I'm like, hey, Ross, let's go. And she's in the passenger seat with the hot dog like this, and she goes, Chubby, I can't do it. You can't do what? What if they check my bag? They're gonna call security. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? Nothing's gonna happen. No, you're gonna have to eat them here in the car. Are you fucking serious? She's like, yeah. Throw them away or eat them in the car. I'm there like an idiot eating in the fucking car, dude. She was sitting in the bed.
Every hand Fran with the button straddle. Alo with the double down hand gets rid of the 8-3. CC Drew just winning the last hand, calling out of the big blind with the natural 9. Par is par. Suited cards. Oh, and he's going to raise. Up to 25. Sizing a little on the small side, considering that it is a $10 button straddle. Should probably be going at least 30, probably 40. All in Joe's going to bring the hammer here, making it at least 100. Makes it exactly 100.
It's not reserved to you. You know why it's
Like when I was younger in high school, I would do it, and bro, fucking security lights you down, and you're like, "What's up?" Like, let me see your ticket. Like, wait, what?
Par is par. Doesn't have a pair, but he is calling this raise with Jack high. Rubik's gonna have to get out of the way. And par is par, not in terrible shape. You can see he has 2 live cards. But he's going to get a terrible flop. All in Joe with a heart in his hand. Should be betting this. No, he checks. Has a king of hearts in his hand and also has a king of hearts on his arm. If you look at his left wrist. Let's see if we see it. No, no. His watch is covering it. So ace king going to be good. He's going to show the ace king. And that's going to be good enough.
Yeah, what we do the side one. Yeah, we do the side one thing, and like one else will purchase the ticket, and then.
So 3 players in the green, everybody else in the red. Every hand, Fran, the reddest.
Dude, you know those combos that they have up there, like number 1, number 2, all that? Bro, I did the math on everything individually. You save like 30 cents. I swear. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, we're really gonna get an extra candy just so we can save 30 cents.
And it looks like Rubik's.
Really? No, I haven't done that. I haven't checked that.
Get in.
20%?
His left arm massage now by Frida.
One of the. He used to give like really good coupons. Yeah. Bro, I remember that he used to give you 1 ticket every single week.
Yeah.
For a movie.
Yeah.
But like now it's less, right?
And now it's once a month.
If you're just tuning in, welcome to the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. We are one of 6 Texas Card houses located across the state of Texas. One of 4 streaming locations. We do stream on this channel every Wednesday night, and then we stream on the main channel, which is TCH Live Poker, every Friday night.
They stopped doing back and forth altogether.
Hey, is the best theater the one right here in far? Is that the best one? Single Valley?
Like the one that's by the
AMC?
AMC
Is that
got
in
better.
Edinburg?
Oh, the one in Edinburg.
The newest one, right?
AMC got better.
AMC?
Yeah, they have an IMAX and stuff.
Which one's AMC down that
Right
way?
here on Canton Expressway. On the front.
Marty with the aces just calling.
IMAX, yeah.
And looks like Ruben is going to be raising.
Oh, really?
So how much is Marty going to back raise here? It's one caller, so there's 40 in the pot. So maybe 70 is a good number, 60 or 70? I'm going to say 70.
Yeah, they're couch seating. I like reclining seats.
God's hand.
So Marty is cutting out a raise. How big is the raise going to be? I like 70. Marty likes 100.
Literally not gone to the movies because it was not reclining. Like I wasn't paying attention when I was booking it, and they're not reclining, and we're like, nah, we're not.
Yeah, 101.
Now it's like, they're not reclining. I'm not watching.
We'll just wait for tomorrow if it's not.
So there's two Texas Card Houses located in the North Texas area. One in the city of Dallas, one right next to the city of Dallas in the city of Irvin, Las Colimas area to be exact.
If you're buying candies, there's
Then you have two in East Texas, one in the city of Houston, and one north of Houston in the city of Spring.
yeah, and over there you
One location in South Texas, that's us, and the original location in Central Texas,
yeah, everything's reasonable price.
city of Austin. TCH Social Austin. T-Rich with the suited ace. Has a good hand, but he is in bad position as he's going to be first to act. Raises it up to 30. And it's folded around to par es par. And he's got King 10. And he's going to hit a king. The Suicide King. King of Hearts, the only king without a mustache. Par es par goes all in, and T-Rich with the quick fold. $10 live straddle under the gun coming from Rubik's. The minimum amount under the gun is $6. The maximum amount is half your stack under the gun. So action will be on All in Joe, who's just getting back into his seat. And let's see what he sees. He sees cards that he likes, says he's going to call the $10. Folded around to CC Drew. He does the same. Par es par, making the call with the King 6.
No, I didn't know at all. Is it slug or is it is it the trouble that you use?
4 ways to a flop of $44. And it's going to be queen high. Nobody with a queen. Nobody with a 7. All in Joe going to be betting 25. Par es par calling with king high. Oh, I'm sorry. It was actually Rubik's. Rubik's who bet with the jack high here. So jack high betting the flop. King high calling. And king high coming on the turn. There's that Suicide King again. Par es par. Betting his pair here. Looks like 80. And quick fold from Rubik's. So Texas Card House here in the Rio Grande Valley. The main attraction is the cards. That is in the name. However, this is a social club and there are multiple games and activities here at the Texas Card House. You do have to be a member. Daily memberships are available. Button straddle for Chubbs. Action on Madi as it folds around to every hand Fran. Folding around to par es par. And he's got an ace. He's going to be calling at least. Might be raising. Just makes the call. And Chubbs raising it up here. Building a pot in position. I feel that Chubbs was going to be raising a lot of his range there on the button since he was going to have position on his opponent. But you can see his opponent hitting a pair. And now Chubbs taking the lead. Chubbs also has a heart. And he's going to be putting out decent sized bet. Looks like 40. It is 40. Par es par has a pair. Going to be making the call. Has 3 outs available. And he might save money with 4 hearts on the board. Let's see what type of sizing Chubbs uses here. Either really big or really small, I think. It's going to be really big. Quick fold from par es par. So in addition to the poker, there are a couple of chess tables set up here. There's also a pool table. Also a full service bar. Now featuring bar bites. So got like hot dogs, nachos, air fried pizza. Is that 2 penguins and a donut? You guys remember that movie, March of the Penguins? Morgan Freeman was the narrator. Alo hit in second pair with the 6, but he's going to check it. 6 players in. 6 players will see a 9 on the turn. Both CC Drew and Madi with the same hand, the 10-9. CC Drew is going to bet just over half pot. Madi does have the 10 of hearts, so he's going to be making the call. Has a pair and the heart. Every hand Fran open-ended. No, every hand Fran with a gut shot. Needs a jack or a queen. And instead it'll be a king. CC Drew. Gonna have to bid at least 100 for Madi to fold. I think a $100 bet would have worked because of Fran. Madi still would have had a player left to act behind him. You can see he doesn't snap call the bet, but he does call. And we're gonna have a chop pot. Yeah, that was penguins. It's funny because in my chat, the penguins look different. In my chat, the penguins are looking straight. They're standing straight, and then on this chat, the penguins are looking to the left. As I said, we are live on the YouTube chat. And make sure you do subscribe, as this is the secondary channel. We are trying to build this secondary channel. All the Texas card houses do stream on this channel, but we stream on it weekly as well as Houston. So the Texas Card House from Houston, they'll be streaming on this channel on Friday. We stream every Wednesday night on this channel. And if you don't know what you're looking for, sometimes it's hard to find this channel just because the main channel is called TCH Live Poker. This channel, Texas Card House, both of them 3 different words. But the main distinguishing feature is the logo. Right there at the center of your table, you see the circle with the spade, the diamond, the club, and the heart. That is the logo for this channel, Texas Card House. The logo for TCH Live says TCH Live on it. Chubb checking the flop, and this might get him some action from Madi on the turn, as Madi turns a pair and a straight draw. And he's going to be making the call. Fran will get out of the way, and heads up to the river we go. Madi going to need a king or a 10. Instead, it'll be a club, and it'll go check, check. So one player up 400, one player up 500, one player up 600. Everybody else in the negative. Alo down $50, and he is the big blind right now. All in Joe down $109. He did put the straddle on. You can see the $10 on top of the button. So action will be on Fran. Fran just making the call with the natural 9. Par es par, tiene un as. And he's going to be raising with the ace. Excuse me, he just calls. Oh, all in Joe is not going to be checking. He's going to be raising. Takes it up to 50. Do like the sizing. You're going to have position on your opponents. And you can see par es par, reaching for some chips. All in Joe knows that he likes to see flops. Ten high flop. I don't think par es par gonna get in trouble. Let's see if All in Joe gets tricky with a check. He does not. He bets 50 again. Yeah, somebody in the comment section just saying all this time. Yeah, that's the original logo from like 7 years ago, 2018, I want to say. Fletcher asking, why is the table so quiet? It's because you're not there, Fletcher. That's why. Now, these players are not mic'd, but there are 2 microphones in the room. This overhead camera, on each side of the overhead camera, there's a microphone. So if the players do get loud, we are able to hear them. But so far, the players have not been loud. I'll always read the live comments, but it's very rare that I'll see comments after the fact. But I did rewatch the stream from Sunday, as normally I do the commentating for the cash games. That's a decent flop. Par is par. T-Rich going to put on the continuation bet here. T-Rich getting short on chips here. Looks like he has less than 100. And he's putting out about 30 bucks. Par is par. Just going to set them all in here, and T-Rich should be making the quick fold. Yeah, so I rewatched the stream on from Sunday, which is on TCH Live Poker. A lot more experience commentating the cash games than I am the tournament, so just wanted to make sure that the terminology that I was using and the ranges and everything like that was correct. But it's kind of funny because there were two comments. One was a good comment and one was a bad comment. I kind of understand the bad comment, so not hating on it, and I have no issues or no problems with constructive criticism. So one comment from the stream. This is after the fact. People who watch the stream not live, but after the fact. The first comment was, out of all 4 streams, I love this one the most. The commentator is cool as well. Then the second one was, holy shit, how many times do you need to say how many TCH sites there are and how often each streams? You don't need to be talking the whole time. Silence is golden. And I do understand in regards to saying that I'm talking all the time, but in general, when it comes to broadcasting, you don't want dead air. And in general, if the commentator is not talking, the play-by-play person is talking, or the players are talking. So most of the time I'm in the booth by myself, so I have nobody else to defer to in regard to the talking, and these players are not mic'd up, so I don't have that option either. And I do realize sometimes I will repeat some things, but I also realize that people tune in and out of the stream. Uh-oh. Flush draw versus flush draw here. And if a diamond comes, somebody's going to get hurt. Small bet here from All in Joe. Par is par. Going to see that he has 2 diamonds, and he's going to make the call. Like, half of me wants to see a diamond, but half of me doesn't. Oof. Ya valió. Par es par. Oh, I was going to say if he checks it, that'll be great, but he does not. He leads out here. I think All in Joe has to call at least once, as a lot of 2-pair combos have arrived, a lot of straights have arrived, so he does have to call at least once and perhaps reevaluate on the river here. Now he wants to see another diamond. Yeah, that's another bad card for him because, like I said, the straight has arrived. And, oh, he moves all in. Let's see if All in Joe makes the call. And he's going to see the news, so... Snap called par es par, and par es par did not have a pair. He had better than a pair. He had a flush. So the dealer counted it down. It is 3-11, so All in Joe going to take a hit to his stack. And I know before the hand, every hand Fran was down over 500, and now I think All in Joe is going to be down over 500. all red cards. And what is that going to do with the leaderboard? Par now in the green. Every hand Fran still down over 500, and All in Joe basically down 500, down 486 after that hand. All in Joe jumping right back in with the suit of connectors. And it looks like Marty going to be looking him up, and we don't want to see clubs. All right, 2 black cards, but they're spades. Marty hitting the deuce. All in Joe going to put out a small continuation bet here. Marty with the pair, going to be calling at least once. Marty now picks up a straight draw to go along with his bottom pair. And All in Joe will check it back. And Marty hitting his straight. Marty checks. Oh, nice check by Marty here, and All in Joe's going to go for it. Whatever he bets, he's not getting back. It's going to be about 50. No, he's adding more to, yeah, it's going to be 60. And how much does Marty raise? The min raise, the big raise. I don't think there's anything in between that he will do. Yeah, so Marty raises it up to 300. And All in Joe losing back-to-back hands. But I'm pretty sure every stream, I mentioned the little circle logo that has all of the suits in there. The upper left-hand corner, that's a spade, then a diamond, then a club, and a heart. And somebody in the chat had never heard that before, had never seen that before. So, like I said, I do agree with the bad comment that I do repeat myself a lot. But there are a lot of people tuning in for the first time. And if you always tune in, then I do apologize for being repetitive. But I'm sure... You know, nowadays, everybody with the ADD have to repeat myself a lot. Chubbs had kings earlier, has kings again. And Sizen's a little small for my liking, considering that he's going to be out of position. But it's going to work. So last time he had the kings, he just called a raise, and they got cracked. This time he raises it up out of the small blind and gets no action. So winning the minimum once, losing the maximum the other time. Marty raising it to 40. 40% to a royal flush. Alo folding the suited ace. That's a little surprising. Marty going to take it down. So somebody asking, I do get paid based upon the likes. There is a formula. I guess just to give you a little idea when it comes to YouTube streaming. The content creator is going to get paid for every 1,000 views. They will get a certain amount based upon what the content they're creating is and a couple of other factors, but it is 1,000 views. So with the likes, that's not coming from YouTube. That's coming from the Texas Card House. T-Rich going all in here with the suited ace. And Rubik's just making the call here. I thought he might re-race to isolate. But you could see par es par coming into pot. And T-Rich doesn't like this. Ideally, T-Rich wanted to raise and have everybody fold and maybe pick up one caller. But T-Rich has 2 callers and he's behind. Has the smallest percentage to win right now. And par es par hits top pair. Only one overcard for Rubik's to worry about. And his opponent has it, and his opponent is betting big. This big bet should convince him that his opponent hasn't beat. It does not convince him. He goes all in, and par es par has top pair and is in the lead right now. T-Rich is going to have to go runner for a straight or hit an ace. Par es par picking up clubs, and he hits clubs. So just in case if his queens weren't good, his flush is going to be good. And par es par gonna be scooping a $900 pot here. So this might put him in the lead now. Let's see what the numbers are. I know that both T-Rich and Rubik's are definitely going to be in the negative. Well, T-Rich is going to be 300 in the negative. Don't know how much Rubik's is going to be in the negative. But par es par. Yeah, he is up over $700. And Rubik's down $800 after that hand. T-Rich going to rebuy. I'm guessing it's going to be for 300. Yes, it is for 300. And Rubik's also rebuying. He's rebuying for 1,000. So this is the game that is normally played here on the main floor at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley. It's $1, $3, $1, $3. The structure is a little bit different for the stream. The normal buy-in for this game is $100 with a $1,000 max. However, for the stream, we take the minimum buy-in up to $300, and there is no maximum, so it is an uncapped game. We do realize that people like to see big pots. Rubik's losing that last hand. Perhaps a little bit tilting, raising it up with the 9 high here to 20. And every hand Fran with the pretty Jack 10 suited. She'll make the call. Allo does the same with his diamonds. Par es par coming along. And just like that, we have a $100 pot. And it's going to be open-ended for Rubik's. But par es par Going to be putting out a small bet here. So everybody making the call, and Rubik's going to hit the 9, as does Alo, but Rubik's has the better kicker right now. Everybody called on the flop. Everybody checks on the turn, and that's going to give Rubik's the best hand. And he's going to put out a small bet here. No, sizing it up. Looks like All In Joe is adding on to his chips.
Better this.
Alo has 3 pair, but he can only play 2 of them, and he lets it go. So Rubik's all smiles, winning the hand. Yeah, so I have watched streams where there is no commentating on it, and I kind of agree. I mean, I'm not agreeing because I do commentate it. I just agree because normally you want to see the commentating. I think in general, people are either watching the stream or listening to the stream, if that makes any sense. I know a lot of times players will be at the poker table and they'll just be listening to the stream, not necessarily watching the stream, unless if they hear a big hand is taking place, then they'll take a look down. Or sometimes the stream will just be on the TV with no volume. All In Joe hitting the 7. CC Drew hitting the 9, and it'll go check, check. 2 pair for CC Drew. Let's see if he bets now. He is reaching for the green chip. So this is one of those basic tells that when a player uses a big chip to bet, normally they have a good hand. So instead of betting red chips, he picked out 1 green chip and 2 red chips. So the thought or the theory is normally you want to hold on to those big chips. So if you are betting them, then that means that you probably have a good hand. And obviously there's always a reverse tell, or maybe somebody knows this information and they're trying to do the Jedi mind trick. But in general, if a player uses their big chips to bet, they're going to have a good hand. And if you remember earlier when All In Joe had the Ace King, he made it $100. He didn't slide out a stack of red. He put 4 green chips in there. But as I said, I mean, it's just not the only thing you should base your decision on, like any sort of tell. It's just something that you factor into your equation. Sometimes you factor it in a big percentage. Sometimes the factor will be a small percentage, but should really be aware when you see a player using big chips. Marty putting on the 3-bet here. Par es par. He was going to call the 22, but I don't think he's going to call the 80. And Chubbs will get out of the way as well. Doesn't want to play the hand out of position. So basically 4 players up $600 a piece, which essentially is 2 buy-ins in this game. Normally a buy-in is considered 100x the big blind. So the big blind in this game is 300. Big blind is $3, so 300 would be considered a buy-in. Spot is going to fold, surprisingly. As we go 4 ways to a flop. And there's the ace. So Rubik's hitting the ace. Also has a straight draw to go with it. And he's cutting out some chips. Betting 60. And this should get the job done. I've also seen some comments before, which I find kind of funny. They're like, how can you watch 1-2 or 1-3? Well, it's the game you're going to find in any casino or any card room if you walk in on any time of the day. Don't get me wrong, the high stakes poker, I mean, it's fun to watch, it's crazy to watch, but there's a very, very good chance you're never going to be playing in that game. This is a game that everybody can relate to, as even players that play high stakes poker probably started off at 1-2, 1-3. Like if you walk into, let's say, the Bellagio. Hey, T-Rich with a Bellagio hat. I think he was subliminally getting me to talk about the Bellagio. So if you walk in like on a Tuesday at 7 in the morning at the Bellagio, you're probably not going to find a high stakes table going, but you're definitely going to find 1-2, 1-3 tables going. Both players hitting a pair. And Fran, who has not had much go her way tonight, putting out a pretty big bet here, betting almost pot size. I kind of understand why. I mean, she just kind of wants to drag a pot. Sometimes you just want to drag a pot even though you're not playing your hand quote-unquote correctly. And Madi turning 2 pair. Let's see if Fran's going to be able to get away. Yeah, Fran slows down. Ooh. What a terrible run out for Fran, as she's going to call a bet on the river if it is reasonable. And so how much is the bet? So Fran added on. They didn't add those chips to her stack. It's showing that she just has 63, but she does have more than 63. I don't know if Madi's putting her all in. Yeah, 263. She added 200 before the hand. Oh, Madi did put her all in, and Fran's going to see the bad news. Fran getting really unlucky there. And let's see if she rebuys. Let's see if there's a list. Yeah, Fran is rebuying. If you were thinking about playing on Friday night stream, think again. As we have 14 players signed up already to play on the stream. And we do have, yes, we do have a wait list for this game. So there is a waiting list for this game. and we will open up the list the following day. So the list for this game will be open tomorrow for the following week. Best way to get on the list is through Poker Atlas. If not, you could give us a call here at the Texas Card House to get on the list as well. So there's the rebuy for Fran. Alo making the call with the sevens. T-Rich flopping the nut flush draw. All in Joe flopping top pair with a flush draw of his own. Going to put out a small bet here. Everybody with a heart. Alo made a flush earlier with pocket sevens. Is this going to be a... Yeah, it looked like T-Rich was going to put on the 4-bet. Oh, All in Joe folding the best hand. Thinks one of his opponents has a flush, but that is not the case. A king or a queen will win it for T-Rich. Alo still best with the sevens. T-Rich checking. And Alo, who raised the flop, gonna put out another bet. No, he checks. Somehow the sevens are gonna win this, and All in Joe is not gonna believe that he folded the best hand. Still a decent pot here with pocket sevens, $168. Am I excited for the return of Fletcher? So, I don't know if I'm excited, but the other players are excited too, because normally we'll have a couple of spots available for our Friday stream. But like I said, we have 14 players already signed up for the stream. The number one player on that list is Fletcher. He did say he was going to change up his game. So I don't know if he's been reading books or watching videos or talking with somebody, but he did say he's changing up his game for Friday. And we'll see if that is the case. So normally the Wednesday stream, the players will stop playing at the end of the stream, which is scheduled for 11 o'clock Texas time, Central time. And normally on Friday, they continue to play after the stream. Every hand Fran hitting a 7. Let's see if she bets her 7. She does not. Turns hearts. She's either gonna... I was gonna say she's either gonna bet or call a bet. And yeah, she is gonna bet here. And looks like she's finally gonna drag a pot. And even if it's a small pot, just winning a pot really helps. Really helps the mentality. So All in Fran finally getting chips pushed her way. She is down the most. She is down over 1,000, but we still have over 2 hours left in tonight's stream. The players started playing at about 7:15. So when you add the 15-minute stream, I believe we started streaming at 7:25. So it is always a 4-hour stream. So we will be going until 11:25 tonight as Marty is raising it up. Rubik's sitting in his seat, and he might get in trouble here.
No, I'm saying I made 6. So it's
He's putting on a 3-bet. It looks like a min race. So Ruben outside the stream room, because you are not allowed to be on your phone inside the stream room. And he walks back into the room to look down at ace-10 suited. So he's thinking right now it was perfect timing, but we can see that he should have checked his phone a little bit more as he is dominated here. Ace-10 versus ace-queen. Oh, but he's playing this hand fast. Putting out a big bet here over a pot-sized bet, and that's going to get the job done. Marty wanted to see the hand. Ruben saying, no, no, no. So Fletcher in the chat. Let's see. So Fletcher said that he read my book. Problem is I didn't write a book. A 0% chance that he changes his game for more than 20 minutes. He didn't become a legend by folding. Well, folding's not fun. I think we could all agree that folding is not fun. All in Joe turning a straight draw to go with his pair. But it is Rubik's betting his ace-queen. And every hand friend has a straight draw, makes the call. And All in Joe's going to wind up with the best hand. This pot nearing $300. Rubik's now checking. All in Joe going to do the same, and Fran does the same. So a pair of fours. It's going to be good. I like that. He didn't become a legend by folding. So Friday, will we see Fletcher 2.0 on Friday? And I'm going to say for at least 20 minutes we're going to see Fletcher 2.0. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with Newbie if the tequila bottle comes out. Fletcher 2.0 will go back to 1.0. Now, Friday's stream will be on the main channel, TCH Live Poker. Flush draw and a backdoor straight draw for Rubik's. But we can see that All in Joe has a better flush draw. Fran with a pair. Going to be making the $8 call here. Rubik's now has a straight draw with a 7. His hearts are no good, but he's going to bet. All in Fran with the best hand, not ready to fold just yet. And Rubik's is going to have to bluff at the river if he doesn't hit. Ooh, he hits both cards. He hits the flush and the straight. But I don't think he's going to get any more money from Fran. And you remember what I talked about, putting out the green chips? The big chips when you have a good hand? Did you see him bet the green chips on the river when he made his flush? All right, looks like we have a dealer change. So we're exactly 2 hours into tonight's stream. So exactly 2 hours into tonight's stream, we got the Cajun Asian, whose real name starts with a J, John Dre. $10 button straddle. So exactly 2 hours into tonight's stream. If you still haven't hit the like button, make sure you do take care of that. It's how I get paid. Every hand Fran has some suited cards. And going to be making the call. Alo with the jacks. Goes up to 35. I think the size is a little on the small side here. If it's a regular straddle, I like the sizing, but since it's the button straddle, they're going to be incentivized to call to defend their straddle since they will be in position. And you can see All in Joe does just that. So Alo going to have to dodge a king or a queen. And an ace is going to come up, which might slow him down. He does check, and it goes check around. Heart coming on the turn, and if Alo checks again, Chubbs is going to bet his 10. Alo's thinking about betting, but he does have 3 players to contend with. But he does check. Let's see if Chubbs puts out a bet here. Maybe 80? Oh, bets 100. All in Joe with just queen high. Makes the fold. And Alo not ready to let go of his jacks. So if a heart does not come, I think Chubbs is going to bet again. No, Chubbs giving up. Chubbs took a shot. He has showdown value. He had showdown value with the 10. He had a good kicker, so he decided to take the showdown value. And turns out that the jacks had him beat. So Madi in front right now, 4 players in the red, 5 players in the green. The have and have-nots. So I say we're doing pretty good. All the viewers, thank you guys. Our main channel, TCH Live, they are streaming from Austin right now. They have a 5-5 game going. We do stream on multiple platforms, but on YouTube, they have 68 people that are watching live right now, and we're not too far behind with 57. And there's a huge, huge disparity between the subscribers between the two channels. Yeah, so they're at TCH Live Poker with 57,000 subscribers. They have 63 players watching right now. So 57,000 subscribers. In the secondary channel here, Texas Card House, 3 different words. We have 53 viewers watching. So we're only about 10 viewers behind. And we only have 2,400 subscribers. So 2,000 versus 50,000. So thank all you guys for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Corpus Christi Drew, haven't heard much from him lately, but now he has Ace King, and we're about to hear a raise from him. A raise in the form of $85. Chubbs is thinking about doing something here. He's not going to call. He's either going to fold or raise. And here comes the raise. So Chubbs thinking that Drew is making a move out of the small blind here as he saw everybody just call the $15. So he feels like Drew is making a move. But we can see that CC Drew has a hand here. Does he call the raise or does he put on another bet? I like another bet just because you're going to be out of position. And Ace King plays a lot better pre-flop than it does post-flop. Chubb's actually sizing it up small. That way it's easy for him to fold if he gets 5-bet. And I think he's going to get 5-bet, and I like about a $500 5-bet from Drew. Ooh, he just makes the call. So Chubbs is liking this because he has his opponents on big cards. Drew has no idea what Chubbs has, and Chubbs has position. Probably going to go check, check. If CC Drew checks again, Chubbs will fire. But CC Drew hits the nuts. CC Drew's going to check again. Chubbs did not want to see big cards on the flop. He saw the big cards, so he checked it back. Oh, and CC Drew going to slide out some chips. Chubbs will be folded immediately. Yeah, he does show the 3-2. So got some action on the chat. I know some of the players in the chat, they're going to be playing on Friday, so they're getting their fill of their fill of poker tonight. So Fletcher mentioned this earlier that it is kind of quiet, and I do agree. These players are not mic'd up, but there are 2 cameras right next to, there are 2 microphones right next to this camera. There's an overhead camera, and on each side of the camera there's some microphones. So if the players are loud, we do hear from them, but the players have not been loud tonight. I can guarantee you the players are going to be loud on Friday. Now it's every hand Fran with the ace king. Every hand Fran raising it up to 24, and she is picking up 3 callers. And there's the ace. Nobody with hearts. Let's see if Fran puts on the continuation bet. Maybe about 40 or 50. How about all of it? I do realize it is not the proper play. And I mentioned this earlier. Sometimes you just want to drag a pot. And not a lot has been going right for Fran tonight. So just going all in here. Trying to win a pot to perhaps start a movement. Par had this happen to him earlier where he won a pot and then went on a little heater. Yeah, every hand Fran has been running bad tonight. Sometimes that's the way it goes. There's the ace king again. And Chubbs is going to try to beat the ace king again with the 7-6 suited. Fran will let go of her ace, was going to try to play a little heater. And Chubbs is going to have to get lucky. Oh, that's a good flop for Chubbs to continue. I don't think he's folding to continuation bet as he does have a gut shot, but CC Drew does check behind. And that is an action turn. Yahtzee. Top pair for CC Drew. Flush draw. What? It goes check, check? What? CC Drew finally betting here. And Chubbs is saying, why or how did this hand play out the way it did?
He had a fucking 7, bro. I swear I picked up 7 high.
Chubb said he was planning to check raise the flop and the turn, but CC Drew never bet. Yeah, Chubbs was planning on check raising at least twice in that hand.
I swear to God, it makes so different.
The student has become the teacher. Whatever Georgie thinks I'm gonna do the opposite.
Yeah, you're doing
Whatever Georgie thinks you're gonna do the opposite.
Somebody asking when we're going to mic up our players, and it sounds a lot easier than it is. It sounds a lot easier than it is. We do have a very small production crew down here in the Rio Grande Valley. It's basically just 3 of us. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the cameras are on autopilot. We do not control the cameras. Well, we do control them, but they are automatically set to be controlled by the action tracker. So whenever a player, you can see the dots under Alo's name, the camera will zoom in on that player. Whenever there's dots under a player's name, that camera automatically switches over. So once the dots are under Parispar's name, now we see him in the camera. So if the players are mic'd up, there's no way for us to control that volume. There's no way for us to turn off the microphones if the talk gets a little crazy. Alo turning a flush draw now with a straight draw, but he's going to check it over. Par es par has top pair. It's going to be betted. The commentating is also on autopilot. Is that a compliment or an insult? I don't know what's going on here. That is the joke I tell people. They sit me in front of the computer and they tell me to talk. So I'm going to be letting it go. So once the hand gets reset, so the lower right-hand corner there, the hand. Okay, now we see the overhead shot once the hand gets reset. So there's basically three people with the production of this stream. One person, you see their hands right there, that is the dealer. That's the only person you see. But the dealer, if you notice, the dealer has a headset on. So the dealer is talking to the production crew who's in the same building but a different room. So every time a player does anything, if they raise, fold, call, the production crew lets them know. So there's somebody sitting in front of a computer, and the program that's running on that computer is called the Action Tracker. So the Action Tracker is essentially hooked up to this table, and whatever the player does, they punch it into the system. And that's essentially how the cameras get controlled. So you see the dots under every hand, Fran's name, and now they're under T. Rich's name, and that's how the cameras get changed. There is not somebody controlling the cameras. It is done by the software. Somebody controls the software, but the software controls the cameras. Top pair for T. Rich. He's going to be putting on a bet here. A commentator just pressing buttons. That's also known as newbie style. This is a special table and special cards. These cards have computer chips in them. This table has multiple sensors around the table, RFID readers. In front of each player, you see a circle, kind of like a bullseye, a circle within a circle within a circle. And the players will scan their cards, and that's how we know what the players have in their hand. CC Drew with the 9-10, raising it up to 35. Par es par. Va a pagar el $35. Pair is pair, gonna call the $35. And Mari, who straddled here, will make the call as well. Nothing but clubs. Par es par. Has a pair. He's going to bet it. And this should get folds from everyone. So I have had people ask me this before, and I have had people offer to buy me drinks before, and While I appreciate it, I do not drink while I'm commentating. I've had people try to send me drinks in the booth here before. There is a full-service bar here at the Texas Card House. Full-service bar as CC Drew raising it up again. AC Deucey for T-Rich. Rubik's still not in his seat, but Marty is. And Marty has some suited connectors. He will make the call. Even All-In Joe making the call here with the 4-5. Fran with the ace will also make the call, and we will go 4 ways to a flop of king high 2 diamonds. Both All-In Joe and Marty hitting bottom pair. It does get checked to Marty, who also checks. CC Drew now hitting a jack. All-In Fran has the ace of diamonds, and she's going to put out a small bet here. CC Drew going to be making the call with the best hand, and that'll get folds from the 4s. All-In Fran going to need an ace or a diamond. Instead, it's going to be a 10. Oh, and she's going to bluff it here. CC Drew already reaching for chips. Yeah. Not going to work.
What? Alright, keep it consistent. Keep it consistent. Consistency is key.
So we are 64 hands into the night stream. And we do have a $10 button straddle. You can straddle anywhere between $6 to $10 on the button. Under the gun has priority, but if under the gun chooses not to straddle, then the button is allowed to straddle. Action will start to the left of the straddle as Fran's bad run of cards continue here. She has less than 100 in her stack. CC Drew raising it up for a 3rd straight time. And All-In Joe, an extra $25 for him to call. He will make the call in position. 2 pair for CC Drew, might be checking it here, and he does just that. All-In Joe's not going to fall into the trap as he checks behind. You can see the bubbles under CC Drew's name, so the camera will automatically change to his seat. So the dealer, part of the production crew, you see the dealer, you hear the commentator, and then the person running the action tracker, see no evil, hear no evil. As you can see, this hand taking place at 9:30 Central Time, Texas time. So what's our delay tonight? Yeah, our delay is 14 minutes tonight. As I said, pretty much standard for all poker streams to have some sort of delay built in. It's even standard in live events, like live sporting events. If you've ever watched a live sporting event on TV, that is also on delay. Watch the Super Bowl on TV, any NBA game, any live sporting event is on a delay as well. Granted, it's about a 7-second delay, but there's a delay that's built in there as well. Four ways we go to a 7-high flop. And par is par, has bottom pair. He's going to bet it. I don't think All-In Joe's going to fold to one bet here with top pair. And he does throw out the green chips. All-In Fran with the straight draw. trying to get something going tonight. Has not had any luck at all. And she's moving all in and going to get called by both players. So what's better than a double up? A triple up. All in Fran, looking for a tray. Or an 8. An ace also works. There's the tray. So all in Fran with the ace 4 hitting the straight. And let's see if we get a little smile from Fran. There's a little smile. CC Drew leading the way. As I said, pretty much the haves and have-nots. 5 players in the green, 4 players in the red. T-Rich under the gun with the ace-queen. Does he limp? Does he raise? He's going to make it 20. Rubik's back in his seat and dominated. He was dominated last time, ace-queen versus ace-10. Now he's dominated ace-queen versus king-queen. He was able to get out of it last time. He was able to actually turn the ace-10 into a winner. Five ways we go to a flop. It is CC Drew hitting a 5, and he will check it. Alo with some clubs should be betting here, in position on the button. Should be putting out a bet here. Yeah, so it's showing that its accent is on Rubik's, but I believe it went check all the way around. Yeah, there's the bet. So this is a nice bet by Alo here. T-Rich with the ace of clubs, not ready to fold just yet. Feels like his ace and queen are live, and he is correct. Oh, what's All In Joe doing here? All In Joe just calling here with 10 high? He's got plans. He's got plans. Oh, Alo hitting a pair to go along with his flush draw. Let's see if All In Joe makes a move here. Yep, here's the move. So he called with 10 high with plans. And now he's executing those plans. The only problem is that Alo hit a pair to go with his flush draw. So All In Joe can only hit a 10 to win this pot. Can also bluff at this pot. And now he hits a pair of his own, so that might get him to slow down now that he has showdown value. Action is on him. The camera should be panning to him. Yeah, he hit a pair, so he has showdown value. Alo with a bigger pair. He's not sure what to do. Oh, he's going to put out a $200 bet. And All In Joe is done with this hand. Really just saving face here. Asking for a count. I thought he was saving face, but he might have put his opponent on a missed flush draw and is thinking about calling here with deuces. He was correct about the missed flush draw part, but his opponent hit a 4. Oh, he's thinking about calling here that he hit the deuce. Put his opponent on a missed flush draw, and his opponent did miss the flush draw, but his opponent hit a 4 on the turn, which will be good if All In Joe makes the call here. Oh, he makes the call, and Alo is saying you got it, but He doesn't realize how light he got called. So Alo was bluffing on the river, but he was bluffing with the best hand. So All In Joe calling with just 10 high on the flop. Put his opponent on a flush draw. And now, here we go. Let's get this game out of the mug, folks. Regular straddle, double straddle, triple straddle, quadruple straddle. So it's going to be $48 to go. All the straddles are live here. So if a quadruple straddle doesn't get you to hit the like button, I don't know what will.
48.
CC Drew has a pocket pair. He wants to play it, but I don't know if he wants to pay $48. So it is the re-straddle followed by the re-re. And CC Drew going to make the call on the button. Pares Par will fold his hand. And Rubik's making the call as well. He put the double straddle on. And All In Joe announcing all in. All In Joe was 7 high. All In Joe, 7 high, all in. Can Drew make this call? I'm pretty sure Drew is up over $400, so if he feels like gambling, this is pretty much what his profit is. It looks like Pares Par is checking out early. CC Drew not going to make the call. And let's see if All In Joe shows. So All In Joe pretty frustrated there as his previous read was right and wrong at the same time. He put his opponent on a missed flush draw, and he was correct, but his opponent happened to hit a pair, which beat his pair. And here we go. If he put on the quadruple straddle, of course he's going to put on the triple straddle. $6 under the gun, followed by the $12, followed by the $24. Whatever the player under the gun chooses to straddle, minimum $6, then the next player has to double it for it to be a live straddle. It can only be doubled. So we do have a seat available, and I'm pretty sure the seat's going to get filled pretty quick. Rubik's with the Queen 10, All In Joe. Just checking this time. And he's going to hit a king. Rubik's going to hit a 10. We might see some fireworks as Rubik's leads right out. Just a smooth call from All In Joe as we go to a turn. Let's see if Rubik slows down now that he got called. He does slow down on the turn. All In Joe going to put out a bet. Rubik's not ready to fold his pair, and I don't blame him. Normally a pair will be good here, blind versus blind, or straddle versus straddle in this case. And the ace might save Rubik's some chips, or he might represent it. Oh, he's going to represent it here. Wow. Oh, All In Joe says, I did not come to fold. Now, in Ruben's defense, I think this play would have worked early on the stream, but not right now. All in Joe is stuck, and he knows he can only make it up by winning pots. And now we have the double straddle. So the re-straddle for All in Joe has won 2 hands in a row. All in Fran with the 10-4 will get rid of it. So it looks like David taking the seat. Alo just calling with the 10s here. And Chubbs put it on a move here with the suited connectors. Rubik's calling with the suited ace-5. All in Joe also with the suited ace-5. And he's looking to make a move here. Just makes the call. Alo just folded 10s? Wow. I think somebody in the comments mentioned, wow. Huge flop, a straight flush draw for All in Joe. Top pair with the redraw. And Chubbs is going to represent the ace. Let's see if any of his opponents fold. Raise, excuse me. I do say wow a lot. I need to stop saying wow. Yes, Rubik's going to be raising here. And All in Joe, I think, is going to say the magic words. He says the magic words. So Rubik's getting free road here if he makes the call. It's going to be for all of his chips, I believe. It's going to be for most of his chips. 7, 8, 9 is the total. And All in Joe makes it 3 in a row. And Rubik's will see that he was getting free road. Nothing wrong with saying wow. Yes and no. I think I say it too much. I need to say something else besides wow. Like maybe my Shaggy voice. Like Zoink Scoob. The straddles continue. This time it is on the button. Chubbs putting out 10. Action on Madi, who makes the call. Rubik's looks like he's going to be putting on a small raise here. Taking it up to 40 with his suited ace-10. All in Joe going to take a break. Feeling a little better now after making the hero call and being wrong. Scared money don't make money. Chubb with the 9, still out in front, just one overcard. And now he's going to be going all in himself. Madi putting on the straddle. So David, who took par seat, has not played a hand. He came in for 346. He still has 346. Everybody to his left is in Profitville. Everybody to his right is down in a hole. Action's going to be on the Rubik's Cube. He's down over 1,000. And he's making a call here with 8-6 offsuit. And now David going to be playing his first hand as he calls the $10 straddle. And Marty will check his option. 3 ways we go to a $33 pot. Should be a 3 on the flop. I don't know how I did that. All diamonds. And 10 high is going to win this pot? Mighty can't believe that 10 high is going to win the pot. Yeah, so I said Rubik's was down over 1,000, and I am getting corrected. More than that if you count the massages. It's $1 a minute. He's put it on the straddle. It'll be $6 to go. That is the minimum you can straddle on the button, and that is the amount he is choosing. All in Joe. Seems like he's down more, but he's only down $139. Definitely been on a roller coaster. Raising it up to 21. That's blackjack. And only the straddler will call him. All in Joe hitting top pair. Puts out the continuation bet. Bets about half pot. Rubik's not ready to let go of his ace high. Also has a gut shot needing a 7. All in Joe turning 2 pair. Rubik's not drawn dead, but only has 1 out available as 3 other 7s have been folded. And All in Joe will continue to bet. And now Rubik's will fold. So he was down $139 before the hand started. He's going to be down maybe less than $100 now. Puts on a straddle right away. Yeah, he's down $95. So needs to get into green, but also needs to catch Corpus Christi Drew, who's up almost $900. If Alex Livas wants to win his side bet. So Fran with the Jack-10 making the call out of the small blind. Folded around to Rubik's, who makes a small raise here. The min raise. Only $10 more for All in Joe to call, and he will do so. All in every hand Fran does the same. Kind of a weird raise from Rubik's here, but he flops a full house. Whoa. Every hand Fran can only chop this pot with a 10, and she's going to continue to bet here. No reason for Rubik's to raise. Looks like he is, though.
I remember, I'll never forget Randy's Casanova house? It was like 7 of us. Bro, I bought a bottle. I went risking 5,000 to win like 3,500 or something. We fucking fought, I think the first time, or I think maybe it was in Diamond. Yeah, okay, the first time. Bro.
Fran putting out a little blocker bet. And she's about to get raised. He's going to use green chips to raise here.
Yes. Yes, bro. Spice cake out the way. I was supposed to drink the bottle to celebrate. Broke it. Yeah, is that when he's like that and he just gets and you can see his face like this? And he's like, it was a doctor's office. Well, he was bald, right? Yeah. Yes.
Fran getting a real good price here, thinking about calling.
And apparently he was with the fucking monks and he was all like spiritual, like he was way better. I don't know what the fuck. Dude, he's never gonna put in the UFC again. That's why I bet him. Because they're like, he's trading up there, whatever.
It's going to be for most of Fran's chips. She did call an all-in earlier and was wrong then. Trying to figure out what her opponent has. Oh, she's going to go all in and get called and see the full house. Yeah, so Rubik spit enough to put Fran all in, and Fran is going to be rebuying. So CC Drew, your leader after 74 hands, up almost $900. Madi, who's making a lot of moves early on, up $700. Alo, he's up $500, and Chubbs in the green, everybody else in the red. 2 players down over $1,000 in this 1-3 no limit Texas Hold'em. Alo joining us tonight from Brownsville. So about, depending on how fast he drives and what part of Brownsville he lives in, just under an hour away. And then Corpus Christi Drew joining us tonight for Corpus Christi. And once again, depending on how fast he drives, depending on what part of Corpus Christi, just under 2 hours away. David just calling with the jacks here, and now he should be putting in the back raise. And he is it at least 65? It's 60. Yeah, so looks like everybody's going to be calling here. Alo might fold, but CC Drew's not folding a pocket pair for another $45. Just like that, we have essentially a $200 pot. Queen coming on the flop. We'll see if it slows down David as one overcard arrives to his pocket pair. And it looks like he's going to bet about 110. And that's going to get the job done. So now David in the green for 125. All in Joe in the red for 115. Still have over an hour to go in tonight's stream. As action's going to be on T-Rich, looking down at the ace-king. And he's going to raise it up to 25? 20. Chubb's folding the suited ace, so Marty calling with the suited ace, and Rubik's putting on the 3-bet. T-Rich is either going to go all in or fold. I think he's going to go all in. Oh, David with the best hand. David with the 9s, and he lets it go. And T-Rich double checking if he has the ace-king. And he... Did he announce all in, or is he just calling? So he just calls. Thought he would go all in based upon his stack size. So Rubik's getting the best hand, the 9s, to fold here pre-flop with the 3-bet, and just getting a call out of the ace-king. You can see pretty much all the aces. All the aces are gone. Chubb's folded ace-5 of spades. So all the aces are gone. T-Rich with the ace of hearts, but pretty much whoever first player who bets at this pot is going to win this pot. Oh, and Rubik's putting out a pretty big bet here, 150. T-Rich going to look back at this stream and think to himself, I should have gone all in there. He's on his second buy-in, so maybe that factored in. So after winning that hand, Rubik's no longer down 1,000, just down 900 now. And Chubbs will put on the under the gun straddle to $6. So Marty, first to act, under the gun +1. Will make the call. Rubik's will fold. All in Joe just making the call. Sounded like somebody's phone rang, so they're going to have to leave the room if they want to be on the phone. Everybody just calling here. 6 ways we go to a king high flop. CC Drew flopping trips. That's the good news. The bad news is nobody has a king, nobody has hearts, so nobody's going to give him action. Oh, Alo gives him action. Alo turns a flush draw, but it goes check, check, and Alo misses. Full house for CC Drew. And how big is he going to bet? No, he's going to bet really small. Alo going to make the curiosity call, and he will see the bad news, and that pot should take Corpus Christi Drew to over $900 for the session. No, $896. Yamero Homero. It looks like David's trying to straddle here, but under the gun has priority, so the dealer lets him know that under the gun has priority. And here we go with the multiple straddles. So under the gun has priority, minimum $6. That's what Mighty did. The next person can only double the straddle. And the straddle is live. And then we have All in Joe with the re-straddle, the re-re. 10-4 for Fran. She'll get rid of that. Alo also making the fold. Corpus Christi Drew calling with the sailboats. T-Rich with the 7s. Yeah, he's going all in. This is the right move. You have 1, 2, 3. You have 4 players who haven't even seen their cards, and then you have 1 player who just limped. So the 7s are always going to, not always, but the majority of the time the 7s are going to be the best hand. So he's going to go all in, and CC Drew might look him up here with the 4s, thinking his opponent has big cards. So CC Drew folding. That's a little surprising.
like him. He said that was something everyone ate or whatever. And that's when my friend asked me, like, hey, are you happy?
So it looks like Eli said he's going to be here on Friday. Is he on the list?
He told me, like, later, that's cool, you know, like, so sure enough, like,
Yeah, I'm not sure if Eli's on the list to play on the stream, but if you don't know Eli, we already have 14 people on the list. It's always good to get on the list early. I think people like to procrastinate in general, but especially poker players. But if you're thinking about playing on the stream, you can get on the list 6 days beforehand. So if you're thinking about doing it, it's a lot easier to take yourself out of the list, take yourself off the list than it is to put yourself on the list. Once the seats have filled up. So it's first come, first serve on the list. And it's ace king versus 9 high here. All in Joe gonna check to Alo. Alo with the ace king, thinking about putting a continuation bet, but he will slow down. And All in Joe might bluff here. No, Now do we see a bluff from All in Joe? No. So the ace high of Alo will be good. So essentially the first 9 people that sign up for the stream do lock in their seats, but players can still sign in after that. Sometimes those first 9 players will usually what happens, at least 1 out of the 9 players who signed up for whatever reason, they're not going to be able to make the stream. And then even if all 9 make the stream, then somebody's probably going to bust out before the stream ends, so there'll be open seats available. As I said, if you're ever thinking about playing on the stream, doesn't cost anything to put yourself on the list.
like that guy's, sour bullet or whatever. He's a kickboxing guy. He has one eye missing, also, like, blind for an eye. He hasn't fought in the States because they won't sign him for that.
4 ways to a flop we go, and it's going to be king high. Nobody with a king, nobody with clubs. Somehow All in Joe still has the best hand here with the 5s. Not anymore, as David turns a queen. And David going to bet that queen. So David will take it down, and we will have our final dealer change of the night. So we have exactly 1 hour to go into tonight's stream. 1 hour to go into tonight's stream. And if you still don't know about the Hijack Poker app, you can now play poker on your phone for real money here in the state of Texas. It is a Hijack Poker app. You go to hijackpoker.com. There's also a link available on the Texas Card House website. Play poker online and earn real cash. There's a QR code there you can scan, and there's also a referral code. TCHL, so that's TCH Live, TCHL, Texas Card House Live, 20. Gets you a free $20 on the Hijack Poker app. Like I said, the best thing about this app is you can deposit and withdraw money right here at the Texas Card House. It's still blows my mind how people play on these unregulated apps and they pay a random agent. They pay a random person, and whenever they cash out, they hope that that person's going to pay them back. So you can cash out here at the Texas Card House. There's no need to like wire half the money somewhere, and yeah, it's just really weird on those other apps. Hijack Poker app, cash out at the Texas Card House. All right, Ash Cash back in the box. 1 hour to go on tonight's stream. Yeah, and the code for a free $20 is TCHL20. That's the only code that I know works. I think if you use code Doug, you owe us $20. So a pair and a flush draw for Marty as Drew flopped top pair, and we'll continue on the turn here. Marty's not going anywhere. The only question is, does he raise? He does not. So Marty gonna need a 4, a 5, or a heart. And he's gonna miss. Normally not good to bluff on a paired board. And I don't think Marty's gonna bluff considering that he does have showdown value with the 5. So $75 bet. We're gonna see if he believes Drew or if he pays him off. Like I said, I don't think he's going to bluff just because the board is paired and he has showdown value with the 5. Doesn't mean he won't bluff, but I don't think he will. I think this is going to be a call or a fold. CC Drew bet into flop, bet into turn, bet into river. Marty trying to figure out what he missed. And Marty going to slide out the call.
Let's go, baby.
You hear that?
So this is getting CC Drew over 900 for sure. Should get him over 1,000. As 2 of the big winners of the night just tangled in that pot. Yeah. So this gets Drew to over 1,000, and it takes Marty from the second biggest winner tonight to now the third biggest winner. Rubik's putting on the straddle on the button. Action going to be on All In Joe with the 9-10. There's that King of Hearts tattoo I was talking about earlier on his left forearm / wrist. Rubik's with the ace, going to be raising it up. Takes it up to 50. All In Joe with the immediate call. Fran also having an ace, but she'll get out of the way. And Marty with the suited connectors closing off the action will do just that and make the call as we go 3 ways to a $160 pot. And there's the ace and there's the spades. Rubik's gonna put on the continuation bet here. Looks like 100.
Do you remember how much you got for it?
It is 100.
Oh, okay.
Marty gonna be calling for sure. Does he raise?
The lesson was
That is the question. The answer is no. Rubik's with the ace of spades as well. And let's see if he sizes up the turn here. It does go check, check. So Marty gonna miss. I don't think he's gonna bluff at it.
Like it's literally 50-50. Like just can't pick the right one. Nah, less you can pick the wrong one.
But he is thinking about it. He knows the only way he can win is by bluffing. But he does give up.
5 bets in a row, but you promise you can't remember the last time you won 5 bets. You can lose 5 in a row. Easy. Remember the losing. You can easily lose 5 in a row. So
Yeah, every hand, Frank, can't catch a break. That's how it goes sometimes. I'm sure if you've played poker before, you know. Sometimes you're just card dead.
oh, damn, he had it.
Don't review it if it's also.
Of course, the opposite also happens as well. Sometimes you go on a heater.
The net.
Did that count as out? Did that helping it?
So Chubbs, who is in seat number 6, has been playing since the start. And if he joined us last Wednesday night, he was actually doing the commentating. As I was actually in Brownsville for an event.
Did you play baseball growing up?
No.
Did you play sports growing up at all?
Basketball. And a little bit of football.
So Chubbs commentating last week, playing this week.
Baseball. When I went to a baseball,
Alo with the 9s.
the experience that I was like, fuck this.
Bro,
So we all got on-
RGV
We all
is
got on
like
first base.
killing it in baseball.
We all got on first base. This was like the first class or whatever I went to. We did a couple of like hitting, whatever.
T Rich with the suited ace.
If you went to the field, and like,
Just gonna call.
everybody get on first base.
Alo raised it to 30.
Well,
Marty with the suited
was
connectors.
like a senior, right?
He's also coming along.
So then I wasn't really paying attention, so they said, all right, take a lead off. And then like, we'll tell you when to go.
And this is gonna price in All in Joe. All in Joe with a terrible hand. But it's only $20 more for him, and he's closing the action. He will have position on everybody.
And I'm ready, like waiting for the fucking coach to say, close, so you can see how fast you are. Right, got me out. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm never doing this shit again.
Ooh,
They got me out, and I was like, wait, what happened? They're like, yeah, go to the back.
T Rich might get in trouble here as he flops top pair, but Alo finds the last 9 in the deck.
Bro, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Let me know when it's a Wednesday game or something like that. Do they ever play during the week?
I'll check that.
Or Tuesday and Wednesday? Because I want to go next week.
Alo looks like he's going to put out a small bet here as there are clubs on the board.
Yeah. Where do they
T
play
Rich might get in trouble here.
at? Where? At the university?
T Rich just making the call.
What is it now?
And Marty with a pair here also going to be making the call.
It's a baseball stadium?
Behind the university.
Behind the university?
And you know how it gives you all the
But I think on the weekend, on the weekdays, they just play non-conference.
Oh, yeah.
and it was
The weekend for the conference.
Oh shit, the next day I checked and played.
So T Rich wants to see a club here because he is drawn pretty thin. Marty's drawn dead. There's the club, so that club actually might save T Rich the rest of his stack. As Alo's going to continue on here. And let's see if T Rich is able to save his stack here.
You're down to go or what? Bro, it's
King showing up, club showing up. Yeah, T Rich is going to save his stack here. So looking back, T Rich probably hated that club on the turn. But it turns out that was a blessing in disguise as he's going to be able to save the rest of his chips.
but like all your students are
Marty,
All my kids?
yeah. I was gonna say like you can bring the whole team and fucking watch the game and he'll do it for you.
Oh, that'd be badass.
Yeah.
That'd be
Marty not ready to let go of the 9.
I thought about it and I was like, oh wait, no, you're from over there.
Oh, Marty raising here.
Yeah, shit, bro, they're doing really well. They're doing really good.
Because of you or?
No, I'm talking
So
about
Marty put it on a move, but I think this move is not going to work as Alo immediately calls him. So Marty better hope another club comes on the river for any chance of him to win the pot. And instead, it's going to be a full house for Alo. What does Alo do? Does Alo check? I think you're supposed to check if you're Alo here. You put your opponent on the flush when you get raised on the turn. So now you have a full house. A full house beats a flush. So let's see what Alo does here. He's gonna slide out $100, trying to get action from his opponent. And this tiny bet might get Madi to raise here. As Alo putting out a $100 bet into $800. Oh, Madi does raise, and Alo gonna be making the snap call, and a huge $2,000 pot. A $2,000 pot going to Alo as Madi. Yeah, they're getting a count of Alo's stack. But as I said, Madi choosing the wrong time to make a move. He ran into the top of his opponent's range, and sometimes that happens. You're going to run into it sometimes. Most of the time, they're not going to have it. But when they have it, it hurts. When they have it, it hurts. And Alo with the $2,000 pot. As I said earlier, Alo joining us tonight from the Brownsville area, so he's got about a little bit less than an hour drive. Well, depending on how fast you drive or what part you drive from. And I'm sure if you've ever driven a distance to go play poker and you lose, that drive back, that hour seems like 2 hours. But the drive tonight from Alo is gonna feel pretty fast after he wins that $2,000 pot. It says he has $5,000 in front of him, but I think something got punched in wrong. Because Alo had 500. They're gonna bring him 500, so he's gonna have about maybe 2,000 from. There you go. There you go. They corrected it. Yeah, he's gonna have about 2,000 in front of him. Hey, VPIP making its appearance for the first time tonight. Everybody in at least 20%. So Alo with about 1,800, I want to say. So the triangle's 500. Each stack is 500. So that's 15, and then he has another 2 red. Yeah, so he's got about 2,000. He started the hand with about 1,000. So Alo did not want to lose value when he hit his full house on the river and put out a small $100 bet, hoping to get a call, but instead the opposite happens. His opponent interprets the small bet as weakness and decides to raise. But Alo with the full house, hitting the last 9 as his opponent also had a 9 in their hand. Straight draw for every hand Fran, but it's going to go check around as now. Oh, All in Joe with the 6. All in Joe straddled here. So All in Joe with the straddle hits a 6, hits the full house. And Madi, who just lost that huge pot, calls him with king high, but I think Madi's done with the hand. So I believe, let's see if they got it corrected. No, they're showing that Alo has 1,200. He has about 2,000. So the two players who drove the furthest to get here tonight are the two big winners right now, as T-Rich will raise it up under the gun with his suited ace. Chubb's making the call with the Jack-10 suited. Small raise here from All in Joe to 25 as Alo makes the quick call. And as I said, it's a small raise, so everybody going to call here. And we are going 6 ways to a flop. Texas heads up, as they like to say. T-Rich hitting top pair, but Alo has a better kicker. Nobody with clubs. So the graphics catching up as your pre-flop raiser was All in Joe. Actually, your pre-flop 3-better was All in Joe. And he's putting out the continuation bet here. Chubbs, I believe, is calling with plans. Does Chubbs have a gut shot? Yeah, Chubbs needs a queen. Yeah, so everything's just catching up. So there'll be a quick pause in the action. Yeah, Chubbs has a gut shot. All in Joe also with a gut shot. And Alo with top pair.
Get out, ball. Let's go!
So baseball is back. And that's what the players are watching right now on the telly.
Bro, the best in baseball for sure.
I didn't even know it was so bad. I looked up and I was like, oh.
All right, so all the action caught up, and now we will see a turn 3 ways. Let's see if All in Joe checks now. Yeah, he does. Does Alo bet? You can see this pot is already over $250. Alo going to throw out 75. And let's see if that gets the job done. Chubbs will release. All in Joe. Needing a 10.
Bro, it's crazy. I think it was the 5th or 6th inning.
He makes the call, looking for a 10. Maybe he's going to represent the clubs if they show up. Here's his chance to represent it. The bad part is the board is paired, and it is harder to bluff once the board pairs. All in Joe is thinking about bluffing. All in Joe's going to bluff. Yeah, he's going to have to size it up. I don't know if 300 is going to work. Let's find out. The problem is it's aces. Oh, it's going to, is it going to work? It's going to work.
Oh.
So All in Joe knew the only way you can win the hand was by bluffing. And he gets it through. Does that get him out of the hole? Is he unstuck? He's unstuck, right? Yeah, he's winning $4. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, But if you're in his position, you were losing $500 or $600 earlier. Now you're even. Feels like a win. Double straddle. Rubik's making the call. All in Joe gonna celebrate a little bit, get it unstuck. Alo with the suited ace. Looks like he's just gonna be making the call here. Both players with the ace-8 just making the call, and you can see Chubbs comes along. And everybody has the other player dominated. First to bluff will win. And it looks like Rubik's will be the first to bluff. And he will win. Looks like David is trying to put a straddle on the button. Marty does have priority in seat 7. Let's see if he takes that priority. It's showing Alo just has $1,000 in front of him, but he does have more than 2 stacks of green. Each stack of green is worth 500, so I believe he has 2,000 in front of him. So David does straddle. And All In Joe makes a raise here. Looks like 16, so raises it 10 more. Alo with the suited Broadway cards. Something for everybody. Top pair for All In Joe. Gut shot for Alo. Second pair for David. And they're each going to call the $20 bet here. Clubs coming on the turn. David now picking up a flush draw to go along with his second pair. And he's going to bet. Bet him 50. All In Joe a little worried about his kicker, but he will make the call. Alo gets out of the way and heads up to the river we go. David having 9 live outs to win the hand outright, but he's going to miss. Action is on All In Joe. He does check. Let's see if David decides to put out a bet here. He does have second pair with a good kicker, but he's going to bet it here. Bet in 120. You can see All In Joe already reaching for chips. David with some real good showdown value, but he chose to bet his hand here, trying to get some thin value out of his hand. And sometimes when you try to get thin value out of your hand, you're going to value own yourself. It's one of those advanced poker terms when you value own yourself, when you think you're value betting and it turns out you're not value betting and your opponent has you beat. You value own yourself, and that's what David just did there. So All In Joe, don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. Now he is up $250. And I think he's going to put on the double straddle as Rubik's puts on the $6 under the gun. And yes, indeed, the double straddle is on. Action's going to be on every hand Fran, who has had some pretty bad luck tonight. Every hand, Fran will get rid of her cards. Alo just making the call. CC Drew not at his seat. Alo with the king jack off. Marty with the computer hand. And everybody else checks, says we will go 4 ways to a $49 flop. And here comes a 4. Top 2 for Alo. And he's going to put out a $30 bet. That's going to get rid of Marty, but it's not going to get rid of Rubik's and not going to get rid of All in Joe as we go 3 ways to a turn. Oh, Rubik's calling really light on the flop, and now he's going to hit 2 pair, but you can see he is not good as Alo has top 2. And what does Rubik's do here? Does he raise or just call? I actually think you should raise here. You call light on the flop and you hit 2 pair, but he just calls. All in Joe's going to know his 6 kicker is no good. And let's see if Rubik's is going to be able to go runner, runner. He is not. It looks like he's going to lead here. 150. Snap call. And Rubik's is going to be in shock that he's not good. Yeah, the way the hand played out there, especially with Alo just calling on the river, Rubik's is basically always supposed to be good there with 2 pair, but he is not. So double straddle, last time calling from All in Joe. Now he will do the regular straddle under the gun. He will make it 10. And as I've always said, I know the thumbnail, I know the graphics say this is a 1-3 game, but it really plays like a 5-10 game at a Vegas casino. Action on every hand, Fran. Alo, who's been on a heater tonight, will let go of his Jack 4. T Rich hasn't gotten any traction tonight. Gonna be raising here with the ace 10, a small raise. Makes it 30. Chubb's calling with the 9-7. I'm a little surprised Chubb's called. Don't get me wrong, it's a very nice hand. It's a very great hand. But T Rich has less than 100 in his stack. So normally, if you play suited connectors like that, you want to play against an opponent who has a lot of chips. That way, if you wind up hitting your hand, you're able to win a big hand. And this is what happens when you miss. You're essentially burning $30. But he did have the button. And I think that's what put him over the edge of calling there with the 9-7. Like I'm saying, it is a very nice hand. And even nice to call a $30 raise. But normally you want your opponent to be a little more deeper. That way, if you do hit your hand, you want to get paid off. Mighty put in the $10 button straddle on. Action's going to be on Rubik's, but he's not in his seat. Looks like Alo going to take a little break. Has his phone in his hand. He knows he can't use it here in the stream room, so he will step out. Fold it around to Marty. $20 more for him to call. Does have position.
Service, stream table.
Is he thinking about raising here? Well, Marty going to raise here. Wants to build a pot in position. So has a very bad hand here. He knows it's a bad hand, but he knows he also has position on CC Drew. And he is stuck right now, so he's trying to get unstuck as he bluffed a big pot against Alo, got called. And has a spade. CC Drew flopping top pair, but does check to the aggressor. Marty seeing if he has a spade, but he's going to slow it down. And now he's going to turn a straight draw, so now he's going to bet if it's checked to him again. CC Drew going to put out a bet. Looks like 85. Check that 90. And Marty has a hand that he could be raising with here. Don't know if he's going to take the aggressive route, as he has already been caught bluffing big once tonight. So he does take the conservative route and just makes the call. Looking for a 4 or a 9 to hit a straight, or any spade for the flush. And he's going to hit a deuce. Does CC Drew bet again? Looks like he's thinking about it. Over $350 in this pot. CC Drew cutting out. I'm not even sure if he knows the stack sizes there. I think he just randomly has his chips stacked up. And it's going to be a 125 bet. Marty hitting a pair on the river. Going to make the curiosity call. As I said, I don't think CC Drew has those stacked in any particular order. Normally, well, sometimes we have a player on the stream. He goes by Newbie, and he'll stack his chips like in 75s, I think. No straddle this hand, just your normal 1-3. But I'm pretty sure if somebody raises here, it's going to be at least 15, maybe 20. Pretty much the standard raise has been about 20 when players decide to raise with no limpers in front of them. There's a limp, there's a raise, and there's the $20 raise. T-Rich with the king queen will make the call. And CC Drew going to close off the action, makes the call as we go 3 ways to a Nintendo 64 flop. T-Rich hitting top pair, open ender for CC Drew. And T-Rich announcing 35. CC Drew going to be calling, maybe raising. There are 2 spades on the board. CC Drew just makes the call. Looking for a king or an 8. 7 live outs available. And that's not one of them. It does go check, check. And there's the 8 for CC Drew. See if T-Rich is able to get away from his hand. The ace beats him. The 10 beats him. The flush did miss, though. Yeah, T-Rich going to make the crying call here, as thinks that his opponent missed the flush. His opponent was on a draw, but he was on a straight draw. So that's going to leave T Rich with about 70 in chips, I believe. Pretty much.
7 years ago, he had a Bovada account, and then he had 18.
Let's see here. How much does he have left?
All he had left, and he put every single game in NFL. He put every single.
Yeah, he's got about 100 left, it looks like.
And his buddies told him bro, just burn the $56. Give them to me. He fucking hit it for I don't know, 56,000 or some shit, 30-some thousand.
$10 button straddle from All In Joe. Action will start with every hand Fran. Every hand Fran down 1,500. And we got about half an hour to go in tonight's stream as her run of bad cards continues. CC Drew with the suited connectors making the call. David does the same with the 9-8. And All In Joe checks his option. Best hand right now is 9-8. It does go check around to All In Joe. Check around. All In Joe taking advantage of the bar food. Looks like he got a Frito pie. It's called a Frito pie down here, but other parts of the country call it a walk-in taco. It's Fritos with chili and cheese on top. Under the gun straddle for David, putting $6 out. So action's going to be on T-Rich. I predicted he was going to win 500 before the stream, but I guess I predicted the 500 in the wrong direction as he's down $500 right now. Marty just calling the straddle. All In Joe with the ace does the same. Every hand Fran, suited connectors, coming along on the button. Alo with the king jack will throw out the extra $5. And David checks his option as we go 6 ways to a flop. And Alo going to be hitting top pair with a king kicker. David hit him middle pair. And All In Fran hit him bottom pair. Check around it goes. Queen of diamonds on the turn. Alo still out in front. CC Drew drawing dead. And it goes check around for a second time. All In Joe gonna hit his ace. And it's gonna go check around again. So 6 ways to the flop we went, and it checked all the way to the river. All In Joe is going to show his ace. The ace of spades. And he will win the $36 pot. All right, I think the dealer's going to tell Ruben about his phone there. A Rubex. Alo put in a button straddle on. I think this is the first time he's straddling all night, but he is up. It's showing he has 1,300, but I think it's closer to 2,000. So he's up over 1,000. And he is straddling on the button here as CC Drew is first to act. We'll let go of his 7-4. Marty with the king 10. Just making the call. Rubik's folds. All In Joe calls as well. Every hand Fran, she's in. And we are going 4 ways to a flop. Ace high flop, 2 spades. Marty hitting a 10 will check. And Alo throws out $10.
Like, I know they won the first 3 rounds. I'm like, get away. Run around. Get the fuck away from them. Or they get into a crowd, you're like, no.
Marty going to be calling with the 10. Alo going to need to hit a jack to retake the lead. Instead, the board pairs. It's going to go check, check again. And Marty's going to wind up with a full house. And goes check, check again. So game seems to be slowing down a bit. That's the bad news. The good news is, if you've ever watched our streams before, I like to call it the witchin quarter hour instead of the witchin hour, the witchin quarter hour. As the last 15 minutes of the stream, there's usually craziness that happens. And we got about, what is this, about 20, we got about 20, 25 minutes to go for the stream. About another 10 minutes to go for that last 15 minutes, where a lot of times the game goes off the rails. $10 live straddle. And looks like everybody's just calling the 10. And CC Drew is going to be raising it up with the ladies. Looks like 80. It is 80. And they just came into the booth to let me know hand 99, almost making it up to 100, but hand 99 will be our last hand. And like I said, the last 15 minutes of the stream usually goes off, not always, but usually goes off the rails. Great. CC Drew in great shape right now. Over 85% to win as the cards lie. And Marty's going to hit a jack. All in Joe's going to hit a jack. And that might get them in trouble. No, CC Drew checks behind, worried about the king. Everybody checking again. CC Drew should have bet the turn there, but does not. Spade now arrives. And now Marty is putting out a $150 bet. Pretty sure CC Drew's going to look him up. All in Joe's thinking about looking him up. If All in Joe calls here, how does CC Drew call? His queen kicker's playing All in Joe, so if All in Joe makes this call and is able to get CC Drew to fold. Oh, CC Drew does fold. And he cannot believe that he would have won. And I think a quick analyzing that hand real quick. If CC Drew bets the turn, and he should have bet the turn, I'm not saying it based upon the fact that none of his opponents had a king. I'm saying it due to the fact that it was checked to him twice on the button with only one overcard. So if he bets the turn, this hand plays out differently. But instead, All in Joe is going to win the hand with the Queen Jack. All right, so the final hand, like I said, will be hand 99. So 5 more hands to go tonight. If you still haven't hit the like button, make sure you take care of that. Oh, all in Joe with the ace king of diamonds. All in Fran. Calling with the suited connectors. And I'm telling you, anytime they come into the booth, once they come into the booth and tell me how many hands I have left, and here we go, the madness has begun. Is it enough for all in Joe to re-race? It is. It's 88. It's 74. I don't know if it is. Was there a straddle? Yeah, I think it's enough for him to re-race.
There's a lot of race.
You raised 30. You raised them 30.
Yeah, it was a $30 raise. It went from 10 to 40, so it was a $30 raise. So even though T Rich making it less than 80, and T Rich is gonna need to get lucky here. T Rich gonna need to hit a queen. How many are left? All 3 queens are left. But none of them show up. So I don't think T Rich is going to rebuy. He knows the stream is getting ready to come to an end, and that was his second bullet. And All in Joe winning back-to-back pots. Let's see how much that... Yeah, $700 profit for him. Four hands to go tonight. 4 more hands. $10 under the gun straddle from Rubik's. Action's going to be on All in Joe. Has the 9-4. We'll get rid of that. Every hand, Fran has not had many hands to play tonight. Oh, there's the ace-king, and there's the raise.
Seat open.
So back-to-back ace-king suiteds, and back-to-back wins for the ace-king suited. So T-Rich not rebuying. We do have a seat open. And as I said, normally on Wednesdays they don't play after the stream. And normally on Fridays they do.
Dude, yeah, it's because I thought he was sitting without a
All in Joe. Straddle into 10 under the gun. Our next stream here from the Rio Grande Valley will be on Friday. We will be streaming on the main channel, TCH Live Poker. If you happen to find us because of the algorithm and think you're subscribed to this channel, chances are you're not. This is the secondary channel for all Texas Card House locations. The name of this channel is Texas Card House. The name of the main channel is TCH Live Poker. Looks like everybody just calling. And All in Joe, who did straddle, will check his option. So a 7-way flop. There's 8 players sitting at the table. 7 players are going to see this flop. So Madi looking for a 10. CC Drew with second pair. Alo with top pair. And David with middle pair. Alo still in front with his king. 6 on the river. Alo's going to be best with the king 7. And it looks like he's going to put out a small bet here. Might get a call from one of these jacks. CC Drew with a jack, David with a jack. And they're getting a very good price on their money. 50 to win 220. Yeah, CC Drew's going to look him up. This should save David some money considering he only has a 4 kicker. And the 2 biggest winners of the night will be involved in this hand, and Alo will get the better of Corpus Christi Drew, as we have three hands to go, and we have a player actually sitting down, somebody taking T-Rich's seat. I would imagine they're going to be playing after the stream if we do have a player sitting down. Button straddle for Madi as he is down over $1,000. We actually have 3 players down over $1,000 in this 1-3 game. 2 more hands to go as we have seat number 5 being taken, and that's going to be the White Wizard. Fran with the suit of connectors has 1, 2, 3 in her stack. $123. Yeah, Sita 8 there, Rubik's. He's pretty much been getting a massage the entire live stream. So Madi raising it up. He did straddle. He just raised it up. And Chubb's going to call him. Madi hitting 2 pair. He also has the ace of hearts. He might check just because he hit the flop so good. Chubb's hitting a 5. $160 in the middle. But Madi is not going to slow play. The Chubbs will lay it down. All right, so hand 99, last hand of the night coming your way. As I said, the next time we are streaming here at the Texas Card House, Rio Grande Valley, it's going to be on Friday. It's going to be the main channel, TCH Live Poker. I know they were streaming a 5-5 game tonight from TCH Social in Austin. Also, the main channel there, TCH Live Poker. There's a couple of good final tables that took place the last couple of days. One of them being on Sunday. We had the final table to our March Monster Stack. So last hand, will we see blood? Oh, we will have aces. And it's a small raise here. Every hand friend making the call. Madi doing the same. So will aces get cracked on the final hand? Maybe. Everybody hitting something. Flush draw for Madi. Second pair for Fran. And there's the flush. Rubik's with the ace of diamonds. So we're probably going to see some blood here. The flop going checked around. Let's see what Rubik's does here. Rubik's announcing a raise, has top set with the ace of diamonds.
Have you ever bet on that team?
So let's see if Madi re-raises here. Madi announces all in. Rubik's snap calls him, and I'm telling you, the witching quarter hour, the final hand of the night here at Texas Card House is going to be an all-in. And Rubik's going to need the board to pair, or he's going to need another diamond. And it is not going to pair. Madi going to win the final hand of the night. Would once again like to thank everybody who joined us tonight. Remind you the next time we are streaming will be on Friday, the return of Fletcher.